Did you know that right now, thousands of seniors across America are waiting weeks, sometimes months, longer than expected to receive their Social Security checks, and most of them have no idea why it's happening or what they can do to stop it? If you've worked hard your entire life and are counting on that money arriving on time, what I'm about to share with you today could genuinely save you from a very stressful situation. Stay with me, friend, because this information is important, it's timely, and it's meant specifically for you. And if you find this helpful, please give this video a like, subscribe so you never miss these updates, and drop a comment below telling me if this has ever happened to you. I read every single one. Now, let's talk about what's really going on, because the story behind these delays is something that a lot of people simply aren't being told clearly enough. The Social Security Administration, the SSA, has recently implemented a series of new internal rule changes and procedural updates that have quietly shifted the way they process, verify, and distribute benefit payments. These aren't the kinds of changes that show up on the evening news with a big headline. They happen in the background, in the paperwork, in the systems, and in the offices that handle your file. And while the SSA has good intentions behind many of these updates, the real-world effect on everyday seniors like you and me has been, frankly, a headache. Think about someone like Margaret, a retired schoolteacher from Ohio who spent 32 years in the classroom shaping young minds. She did everything right. She filed for her Social Security benefits on time, double-checked her paperwork, and sat back expecting her first check to arrive as scheduled. But instead of a deposit, she got a letter asking for additional verification of her identity, a new requirement that had only recently gone into effect. Margaret didn't know about it. Her neighbor didn't know about it. Even her local SSA office took 3 phone calls before someone finally explained it to her. That kind of confusion, that kind of delay, is happening to real people every single day right now. And it doesn't have to happen to you. So what exactly are these new rules? Let me walk you through the most important ones in a way that's clear and easy to follow, because understanding them is truly your first line of defense. The SSA has tightened its identity verification requirements significantly. In the past, a Social Security number and a few basic documents were usually enough to keep your account active and your benefits flowing smoothly. But now, the agency has introduced stricter cross-referencing protocols, meaning they are checking your information against multiple federal and state databases to confirm your identity, your address, your banking details, and in some cases, even your living status. That last part might sound alarming, but here's what it means in plain terms. The SSA, in an effort to reduce fraud and improper payments, is now more aggressively flagging accounts that show any kind of inconsistency, even a tiny one. Something as simple as a middle name being abbreviated differently on 2 different forms, or a bank account number that was recently updated but not yet confirmed through their system, can trigger a hold on your payments. And that hold doesn't come with a loud alarm or an urgent phone call. Often, it comes as a quiet delay. Your check just doesn't arrive when it should, and you're left wondering what happened. Now, here is where things get particularly important, so I want you to really listen to this next part. The SSA has also updated the way it handles address changes and direct deposit modifications. If you've recently moved, if you've changed banks, or if anyone, including a family member or a financial helper, has made any updates to your SSA account on your behalf, those changes may now require a secondary verification step that wasn't required before. This means you could be in a perfectly valid situation, with everything legitimately in order, and still experience a delay simply because the new system is waiting on a confirmation that nobody told you to provide. There's also been a change in how the SSA processes what they call representative payee arrangements. Those are situations where a trusted person, like an adult child or a caregiver, is authorized to receive and manage Social Security payments on behalf of a beneficiary. The new rules require more frequent recertification of these arrangements, and if that recertification lapses even slightly, it can pause payments without warning. For families who rely on this kind of setup, especially for elderly loved ones who may not be able to manage their own finances, this is a serious concern that deserves immediate attention. You might be thinking right now, well, I'll just call the SSA and sort it out. And that instinct is absolutely right. But I want to prepare you for what that experience might look like, because forewarned is forearmed, as they used to say. The SSA's phone lines have been under tremendous strain since these new changes rolled out. Average hold times have stretched to well over an hour in many regions, and some callers report being disconnected before they ever speak to a representative. If you walk into a local SSA office without an appointment, you may wait for hours only to be told you need to come back with additional documents. This isn't said to discourage you, it's said so you go in prepared, with everything you need, so that your visit counts the first time. So what should you actually do? Let's talk about that, because this is the practical, actionable part that could make all the difference for you. First and most importantly, log into your My Social Security account online at ssa.gov and carefully review every piece of information on file. Check your name, your address, your banking details, your contact information, everything. If anything looks even slightly outdated or inconsistent, update it now, before a delay ever occurs. It's like checking the oil in your car before a long road trip. A few minutes now can prevent a major breakdown later. Second, if you've made any changes to your bank account or mailing address in the last 6 to 12 months, call the SSA specifically to confirm that those changes have been fully processed and verified in their system. Don't assume that because you submitted the change, it's been completed. The new verification protocols mean there may be an extra step waiting, and only a direct confirmation will give you peace of mind. Third, and this is especially important for those of you who have a family member helping manage your benefits, make sure that any representative payee arrangement is current and that all required documentation is up to date. If you're not sure, ask. There is absolutely no shame in making a phone call or visiting an office to simply ask, "Is everything in order with my account?" That question could save you weeks of frustration. Here is something else worth knowing, and it's the kind of detail that rarely gets mentioned. If your payment is delayed, you have the right to request an explanation in writing from the SSA. You can also ask to speak with a supervisor if a regular representative is unable to resolve your issue. And if you feel that your benefits are being withheld without proper justification, you can formally appeal the decision. The process can feel intimidating, but you are protected by law, and you have rights that are worth knowing and using. Now, I want to take a moment to acknowledge something that often goes unsaid. Dealing with government agencies, navigating new rules, and advocating for yourself when you're already managing so much, it can be genuinely exhausting. Many of you have spent decades contributing to this system, paying into it faithfully with the expectation that it would be there for you when you needed it. And it should be. These delays and complications are not a reflection of your worth or your eligibility. They are the growing pains of a system adapting to new demands, and the best thing you can do, for yourself and for your peace of mind, is stay informed, stay proactive, and stay connected to sources of honest, helpful information just like this one. As we begin to bring today's conversation toward its close, let me leave you with something that really ties all of this together. A retired postal worker named Earl from Georgia once told me something that stuck with me. He said, "The best thing I ever did for my retirement was treat my benefits like a second job. I paid attention to them." Earl checked his SSA account regularly, kept his documents organized, and made sure every piece of information on file was accurate and current. When the new verification requirements rolled out, he sailed right through without a single hiccup while several of his friends were dealing with weeks of delays. Earl's secret wasn't luck, it was preparation. And that same preparation is available to every single one of you watching right now. Coming up next, we're going to go even deeper, looking at the specific documents you should have ready, the exact steps to take if your payment is already delayed, and some surprising additional benefits that many seniors are leaving on the table simply because they don't know they exist. You won't want to miss what's coming, so stay right here with me.